How's it going, world? JGamer6 here, back with a video. Today we're playing EU4 once again. Last time we left off, we fought against the Portuguese to gain control over a majority of the Caribbean. Between last episode and this episode, 5-ish years have elapsed. As you can see, I've expanded more into Cuba, and some notable things is the well, Castile and Portugal are both fighting over Brazil, so that'll be interesting. And with that kind of war, if war does break up between them over that, I'm not fully sure who I'd support. Because while Castile is my ally, I am fine with the Portuguese taking Brazil in this scenario, so I think for now we'll just focus up this way, and as well as I believe there was another native war against the natives up this way, and Canada has expanded a decent bit. Yeah, well, another thing that happened off screen of note somewhat is a rebellion happened up this way, so it was unfortunate, and I've built up the defense armies for Corsica, Sardinia and Sicily over this way. But so far the main goal will be to just generally continue exploration and expansion, and if possible one day to get the Falklands. Yeah. Something I realized is there is a massive coalition against Favonia. So yeah, not fully sure how I feel about that. I am tempted to, when possible, go to war with Huron here, because they do control a lot of land, and taking that would be quite useful. And yeah, small native nation I saw there was taken out last time. Hold on, so the Ojibwe's there and Ottawa's right there, so we'd take those two, and well, they would both go to Favonia, but I don't know if well, hold on, never mind. Those would be part of Louisiana, which we should be expanding to soon. And so I'll move those troops up to Ontario. Alright, so yeah, the Portuguese just got Brazil. Okay, I would get involved in that, but Portugal and Galicia are both my rivals, sort of. Galicia not really, due to how small they are, but I'm still somewhat holding a grudge back from CK3. I'll give it a few more episodes and I may somewhat forgive them for it. Okay, so let's see. So yeah, I think I'll use this claim. They have 28k troops currently deployed. I only have 15 currently deployed in North America in a whole, but my vassals should be strong enough to help out here. So yeah, let's do it. Yeah, we'll put Nicholas Clinton here. We'll go for a direct attack. They ran away, the cowards, but yeah. Okay. So I already have another heir that, or another emperor that died a bit too soon. Because with the rebels that rose up from memory, I'm pretty sure that happened because the emperor had at the time similarly kicked the bucket a bit too young. So he's hoping the next one, or the next emperor, decides to live a long and healthy life. It will continue upwards. See how the land up this way will be given to Canada. Alright, the Pacific South has been explored. I'm not going to send those guys to circumnavigate the sea just yet, that'd be very foolish. Okay, so theoretically could reach St. Helena currently, which, looking at it, that seems to be the best option currently, because I should be able to reach South Africa and even hopefully South Georgia and then the Falklands. I'm probably not going to colonize anything in South America directly, but I do still want the Falklands and South Georgia Islands. Alright, I'm gonna rush up there to try to beat them now. And of course they're running away again. Yeah, might as well start sieging down more of their lands over here. Alright. So yeah, that goes to Canada. Not sure what that ship there's doing. I guess like trying to prevent them from just being here. Though I don't think Huron, yeah, they don't have any ships to begin with, but yeah, they can do what they want to do. Alright, Aruba's been fully claimed. Alright, and I can't grant them the province yet. Unfortunate. We'll back up to these troops here. To make those claims. Yeah, I guess call Greenland. About time. Come on, stay there and fight me. Yes. How did we lose? Alright. Alright. I'll let them regreen. Or just send them to siege this land up here for now. So yeah, 15 out of 5. Okay, one troop too many. Sorry about that. I accidentally clicked off the screen. I guess I could have just... Alright, so I'm guessing that means that we can't have them as a rival anymore. Alright, so yeah, we'll add in these troops up here. That goes to Canada. They'll want siege their lands here. There we go. And now we'll try to head up this way to fight them. Alright, and unfortunately them and their allies do have a few places they can run after this. Alright, so I'll with the Ojibwe here, annex migratory tribe, give me $55, 55 gold. Alright, and then with Ottawa, I get annex migratory tribe, 50 gold. And then, yeah, I can't annex migratory. So I wonder if that means they're no longer a migratory tribe. As such, I can just give all their land straight to Canada. But I think. Okay, so I can still reach there from here. Not exactly what I want, but it'll be the best we can do for now. Gonna have to wait 60 days. I'll send this army down here. Hold on. The suggest demand. Okay, relative to who? Oh no, oh, Crimea. Byzantium continue, yeah, nah, we'll handle them later. We don't really need to fight them, and I highly doubt that they'll end up being much of a threat to us that much anyway. Okay, now there's their name down there. So yeah, next we'll work on clearing out the one row in that. And I will send these troops here. Alright. Alright, and I guess Pacific South America. Alright, well, I think I can trust my colony to properly colonize the rest of the Caribbean on their own. There we go. Yeah, please focus on one of the islands over here. I'm guessing they're gonna focus like here. Okay, no, they had focused on Guadalupe like I wanted them to. Good. Alright, so I guess for now I'll leave those 15 troops there. Next we'll focus on Wenro, but we'll save that for next episode. And once this area is dealt with, like Pennsylvania and West Virginia, then we'll start heading south more to finally connect, like would be like North Carolina down to Florida. And once the colony, once St. Thomas finishes, I'm going to try to colonize St. Helena. Sweden has announced me as their rival. Alright, so I guess Sweden and let's go with Tourette. Alright. Okay. Algonquin. Who are you allied with? Okay, those people. Alright, well I'll save that war for next episode, but it will be coming. Let's find the caravans that I have. These ships here. I'll delete those. Alright, so numbers now are mainly normal. But I'll still build a fair few more just to be safe. I'll build 30 more or 10 more of the carracks. Yeah, just an island, and for the flutes we'll up those to be, let's see how many we can build. Alright, so we can make it so that's 24. And we'll build 3 of those to try to up the amount of soldiers we can have. Alright. Let's go teach them a lesson. And thankfully, Favonia was so smart and decided to step in. Alright. There we go. That's only a bit more before St. Thomas finishes. And of course more rebels have risen up in Canada, so I think for now we'll station these troops up here. Yeah, I think of a better name. So yeah, I'll just call it Colonial Defense. There we go. I'll station them in Ottawa for now. Okay, and Castile also has their own Brazil. Okay, Westslavia can't seem to decide whether it wants to be a world power or not. Alright, well, with Sweden being a world power, I am tempted to try to go to war with them. So they have 77 troops, I have 113, and okay, well, ship count wise we are decently similar. I am tempted to try to go to war with them at some point to try to liberate Denmark, since even if you don't remember, in the past, Denmark, they back long ago in CK3 early on, the Danish were the first ally, and they helped us gain our independence, so I feel as though it would be a nice gesture to help them regain their independence, sort of, though I would make them a vassal of me. So that's something I'm considering doing. Alright, manufactory is more expensive than I thought. Alright, so yeah, well, the ships here we've finished in. Oh, should we finish halfway through the year in game? No, I'm not gonna call this yet. But now with the X-Rip and slot, we'll start colonizing St. Helena, and thankfully there aren't any natives there to fight us. Okay, so we do have more troops, but not entirely that many more troops. Alright, so if we go to, if we show superiority, we can't liberate countries, but if we take capital Stockholm, we still can't liberate Denmark, fortunately. I guess I'll move them over to Montreal then. Yeah, seems you have to split them up. Alright, there we go. The Stamp Act. Spare no expense. So yeah, well, times when I'm just like building and stuff like that, I'll try not to show that and just save like the actual wars and stuff. So general expansion, like colony wise, I won't really show that unless it's from now on, unless it's going to be like a new colony forming, like when I'm starting a new colonial nation and stuff like that. So for instance, when I start to make Australia, I'll be showing that. And forming Australia is something I do plan to do, as well as like Cascadia in Western America. Yeah, it's the Given Canada stretches across there now. Alright, so yeah, we can now reach the Falklands and that. But not Cape Colony yet. But we could get the land directly north of it. They're trying to claim that, despite the fact I've had that longer than they've been a country, I'm pretty sure, in this. Alright. Alright, so yeah, Turret only has like 39 troops overall. But they do have the 20, also 21 from Maghreb. I am tempted to go to war with Turret again soonish to, well, give more land to Castile and try to potentially return those lands to Portugal. If I have to, I'll release Granada, but preferably I'll just give the lands to Castile. I'd say, well, yeah, I guess we got time for one more war. Might as well go to war with these guys down here. There we go, we chased down their troops up here. Thankfully the Canadians are coming in. Into the continental trade, establishing colonial subjects overseas has allowed us to expand our trade while remaining control, importing goods from lands that are essentially under infant control. As long as we supply our colony with what they need, they have no reason to start putting gold in the hands of our enemies. Sadly, the settlers sometimes have a different opinion from our Empress Consort Regent on what exactly they need. They've begun to trade with neighboring colonies and natives, circumventing trade barriers we put up to protect our nation's interests. This clearly benefits them. Whether it benefits us is highly doubtful. They are a part of Anjabin, our interests are theirs. You'll placate. Wait, correction, that's how much they give us. They seem to love us, so that's pretty good. And so we'll now go over there. This goes to Canada, and once we fully take that, that will also go to Canada, though the land over here will go to us. Castile's already colonizing into Mexico and that. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but that does make me think I'll need to start expanding across the south and up this way very soon. Hold on. Okay, so that's Favonian and Canadian troops. South Indian Ocean, show me Australia. Alright. Support rebels. Let's go with these guys. And against Portugal directly, the Galician separatists, and then we'll end the spy network. On colonial expansion, diplomats in our New World colonists report unrest along the frontier. The continued rapid expansion of settlers has greatly angered neighboring native tribes. If it is in our interest to keep good relations with these tribes, we must restrict our colony's expansions. Nah, let them expand freely. This is our land now. I've learned from history that with stuff with colonies like this, it's best that we keep our colonists happy, so we don't get a 13, so we don't have like 13 colonies revolution. Alright, hold on. Get these pop-ups out of the way. Are you two up this way? Unfortunate, but still we'll win this easily. Maybe win that siege. So that goes to Canada. And so this migratory tribe. So that goes to Canada. And I annex the rest. And with this guy up here, that is getting by Canada, and I take their money. It'll anger the natives, but at this point, there's not much they're gonna do to stop me. Then send those troops down to Windsor. Alright, now that battle over with, the non-generaled, we'll go back to that border, and these troops will liberate the province. Oh, not so. Seemed there's some slight trouble in the Caribbean. Luckily we can deal with it. There's a we have support rebel Casus Belli. Yeah. That's it. Seems thankfully the Antilles are quite smart in this, and we're sending troops of their own to come and help. So yeah, we'll send those troops just to here. Reunite them. Alright, now no colonizing St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Kitts. Yeah, with these troops, they can be retired now. I'll save, yeah, with spare troops for later. Alright, well I think with that I'll be ending this episode here, so thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.